Summer 1348. London wakes to a day it believes is ordinary. It will be the last. Dawn breaks over the Thames. The river glitters in pale gold light as oars slice through mist. Church bells begin to ring, first one, then another, until the whole city seems to breathe in sound. St. Mary, Le Beau, All Hallows, St. Bride. Their voices roll across rooftops and narrow lanes, calling a city to life. The air smells of wood smoke, wet rope, horse sweat, fish, and river mud. This is the smell of a medieval capital at work. At Billingsgate Wharf, cranes groan as they swing wool bales from the holds of ships. Italian merchants shout prices. English dock workers shout back. They share no language, but they understand money perfectly. London is rich. London is crowded. London is confident. Across the channel, something terrible is already moving. In the ports of Italy and France, people are dying in ways no one can explain. Swellings in the groin, blackened fingers and toes, fever, delirium, death in 3 days. But here, in London, it is only rumor. Sailors gossip, God's punishment for someone else. The city holds nearly 50,000 people inside its Roman walls, with more spilling across London Bridge into Southwark. Timber houses lean over muddy streets so tightly their upper floors almost touch. Above them all rises the great spire of Old St. Paul's, one of the tallest structures in Europe, visible for miles. England is deep in the 100 Years' War. King Edward III needs money, so London's merchants ship wool to Flanders and import wine from France. Taxes rise, bread grows expensive, wages do not. This is a city balanced on tension, war, debt, overcrowding, and now whispers of a mysterious pestilence. Morning at the docks is chaos. Sailors from Calais, Bruges, Genoa, and Hamburg unload grain and barrels of wine. A laborer earns 2 or 3 pence a day, enough for coarse bread, weak ale, and a shared bed in a crowded room. Not enough to save, not enough to escape. One sailor speaks of streets in France where no one remains alive to bury the dead. Most listeners shrug. Sailors always exaggerate. By mid-morning, Cheapside Market is packed. Painted signs hang above each stall for customers who cannot read. A boot for the cobbler, a loaf for the baker, a key for the locksmith. The street is so narrow that neighbors can pass food from window to window without stepping outside. A woman argues over the price of flour. War has driven costs up again. She pays anyway. A thief is dragged through the crowd by constables. His crime, stealing bread. By noon, he will sit in the stocks, head and hands locked in wood, while the city throws rotten vegetables at him. Justice is fast, in public. Fire buckets hang on every corner. The city remembers what flames can do to timber and thatch. Near St. Paul Cess, the world changes. Here stand stone-based houses with glass windows, rare, expensive. Inside, a wool merchant's family eats the day's main meal, roasted pork, white bread, and spiced wine. Servants move quietly. Outside, beggars wait for scraps. A letter arrives from Bruges. Trade is strong, but villages are emptying. The sickness is spreading. The merchant worries about shipments, not about death. Plague, he believes, is a problem for ports, for the poor, for other countries. Across London Bridge lies a different city, Southwark. Here are the stews, licensed brothels, taverns, bear-baiting pits, open sewers run beside overcrowded tenements. Families sleep on straw floors in single rooms. Dysentery, typhus, and fevers are constant companions. A fight breaks out over dice. Knives flash. The tavern keeper shouts them apart. In a doorway, a prostitute coughs into a rag. Deep, wet, painful. No one looks twice. In Southwark, illness is so common it has become invisible. At St. Bartholomew's Hospital, Augustinian monks tend the sick. They bleed patients, apply herbal poultices, and burn incense to cleanse the air. Beds are close together. Water is reused. No one understands contagion. A sailor mutters in fever about bodies stacked in French streets like firewood. The monks pray and assume God is punishing sinners across the sea. At the Tower of London, stone walls glow red in the setting sun. Soldiers drill in the yard. Blacksmiths hammer arrowheads. Clerks record taxes and war supplies. The machinery of the kingdom runs on paperwork and iron. A royal messenger arrives from the Channel coast. Plague has reached the ports. Officials argue in low voices. Close the harbor, and London starves. Leave it open, and something unseen may sail straight into the heart of the city. They choose to wait. They choose to pray. Dusk falls. Curfew bells ring. Shops shutter. Families gather around hearth fires. Tallow candles fill rooms with the smell of burning fat. The night watch patrols with lanterns, calling the hours. 10 o'clock, and all is well. In taverns, men debate the rumors. One laughs. It never comes here. Another warns that God's will cannot be escaped. A third simply drinks. The Thames flows on, black beneath London Bridge. Oars whisper in the dark. Somewhere upriver, rats move through grain holds and rope coils, carrying fleas that carry death. But tonight, London feels eternal. The streets are crowded. The markets are loud. The bells have only just fallen silent. No one knows that within 4 months, swellings will appear. Then, blackened skin. Then mass graves. No one knows that half the city will vanish, that entire streets will fall silent, that priests will run out of prayers, that carts will carry bodies instead of bread. Tonight, this is simply London. Alive, confident, unaware. The last normal day. And like all last days in history, no one recognizes it when it comes.